Hello, custom car enthusiasts, and welcome back to Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. So we're going to go through the list of cars here real fast, just to see if any stick out for me. Ooh, that Del Rey definitely sticks out for me, so that one definitely going to get. Alright, so suspension rattling, loud when accelerating, drivers struggling to find gears. So we have a decent amount of work to do on it, so let's just get that car, and we'll see where we get with it. That is a unique paint job, I will say. Not my particular taste, but I do love the car. Again, it's just named something in the game because they didn't have the rights to the actual car, but that's alright. Alright, so do I know what is wrong here? Loud when accelerating. Wonder what that is. Alright, first things first, let's take it over to the test path, and we'll probably take it actually to the test track as well. Because I think that'll find most of what we need for this vehicle. So this should take care of the suspension issues. We should find those easy enough here. Do like the interior of it. They didn't say anything about the brakes being an issue, so not expecting anything on these first two parts here. Now, the colors on this car are not my taste, but I will say the car overall is the style of car that's sort of my dream car at this point. I love this very classic looking vehicle, so definitely excited by it. Oh, thought I had gotten it all the way up there. There we go. Alright, so front shock absorber, rear shock absorber, and double wishbone absorber all need to be replaced. Good to know on that. Now let's take it out to the test track. And that way we can see about these acceleration issues perhaps. Hopefully it'll tell us something out here. Well, unlike the Volkswagen I took out a few episodes ago, this one gets up to speed quite well. And I'm going to have to slow it down a little bit because otherwise I'm going to put it into the wall. Driving with a keyboard is not exactly the easiest thing, I will say. And with this vehicle, I don't want to hit something with it. Oh, we got a straightaway here, so let's gun it. Alright, that was actually a fun test drive. Definitely is a lot of power in that engine. So let's see if it found anything for us. This is the key question here. Oh, definitely did. Outer tie rod, leaf springs, clutch pressure plate. Quite a bit wrong there. Alright. So let's go ahead and get it over to the lift, see if that's everything. I mean, we do know that we're going to need some gearbox issues, but that's not a huge deal. That I'll probably just move the car. There we go. Car lifter. But yeah, for the gearbox, I'll just probably drop the gearbox, and if I need to, replace the pressure plates and such. Found everything there for the suspension. Still needing something there, and still loud when accelerating. I'm wondering if that's going to be a muffler issue. I would say that's a muffler issue. Alright, so this exhaust pieces here are going to come off. Is that all of this as far as the loud? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and take care of those first. Middle muffler and then a rear muffler V8 OHV. Get those taken care of real fast. Two of those pieces. And then a rear muffler. Alright, there's a lot of them, so let's be a bit more specific. V8 OHV. There we go. Overshot where I was wanting to go. There we go. Perfect. So the muffler issue is now taken care of. Exactly. Get rid of this garbage that was underneath. Alright. Okay, that one's good overall. Looks like this one on the other hand, yeah. Alright, so we have some pieces to take off here in the back. Let's go ahead and get this shock absorber, and then we'll get these off, the U-bolts, and this leaf spring. I am trying to keep more in mind what my one subscriber there told me about taking off parts that aren't really necessary to take off, because then you do run into that issue where it's wanting the things replaced. So over here, we're going to take off quite a bit. Alright. Let's go ahead and start with the wheel. I do find it interesting how each one always has the 4 bolts to it, even though that's not actually the case. Or the 5 bolts there, I mean. It's like you have to take those off no matter what, even though some of these would be attached with different kind of attachment points. Alright, is there anything else that I need to remove here? Oh yeah. Let's get rid of the wheel hub cap so we can get to the wheel hub bearing. Get that removed. And I think I now have everything that needs to be replaced off of here. Alright. We'll go over to here, separate these parts, and then we can go shopping. Normally I do shopping off camera, but really there's not that many parts this time, so I'm just going to take care of it here all in one video. Let's sort the parts by name. I always find that's the easiest way to deal with it. So those are good. So first thing we need here is double wishbone shock absorber, and then the front shock absorber cap and front spring. So, double wish. There we go. And then front shock absorber cap and front spring. Now I probably didn't have to replace all 3 parts, but you know what? Since I've got it apart, again, I just sort of see it as why would I do half of the job? Like the spring might have been okay, but you know what? If it's going to be replaced, let's replace all 3 parts to make sure that it's good for the vehicle. Alright, then we need the leaf spring, plate, and U-bolts. Leaf spring, plate, and 2 U-bolts. Outer tie rod and sway bar front end link B. Fairly cheap parts here that are being replaced, so it's not going to cost this person that much. I mean, the shock absorbers are going to be the big ones there for him. Wheel bearing, wheel hub bearing, and rear shock absorber B. Rear shock absorber B. There we go. Alright, so now we got all the parts. Let's go ahead and start the reassembly here. Can just bolt that back into place real easy. Same with this. Get everything connected up with the sway bar link. Get the wheel bearing hub in, or the wheel hub bearing put in place there. Alright, back to this one. Alright, so that should check off everything in that one. Alright, so now all we have is the gears. So now let's go ahead, look to the gearbox here. Gonna have to pull the drive shaft, of course. Long distance unbolting there. Alright, that's off. So do we have all the pieces? Yes, we do. Alright, so flywheel and then all the clutch pieces. Oop. Flywheel. Just a standard one. And then we'll just bring up clutch. And then we can pick out what we need. Need a clutch plate, clutch pressure plate, and clutch release bearing. There we go. Add that new flywheel in. New clutch plate on top of it. Pressure plate on top of that. New release bearing. Put the gearbox back in place since it was still good. Put the starter back in. And now the drive shaft. There we go. That should take care of the car in its entirety. Yep. Let me get rid of these pieces here real fast that are destined for the dumpster. I mean, I'll sell them, make a little bit of money off of them because somebody's willing to use them. I'm just not. Alright, so car is good to go then. There we go. With that, we went ahead and actually just hit our quota so that we can get to the next level here of upgrade. So I'm going to get where we are a bit faster in our walking. Oh yeah, we're motoring around now. Now we've got some random brake materials and stuff over here. I wonder if we can ever use them on a car. Sort of be nice. But alright, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. Got the championship belt up there. And we did some good work on that car. It was a fun car to work on. Lots of different issues with it, but we were able to get it done. If you enjoyed what I did with the vehicle, please go ahead and click that like button. If you've not already, please subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, so that you're aware when I produce new videos in the future. Thank you, and I hope to see you again for more Car Mechanic Simulator 2018.